In today's episode, I'm going to tell you the one employee coaches and entrepreneurs cannot live without. And here's the amazing part. This employee you can typically get, and it pays for itself. You can literally get them for free. I'm going to break this all down to you and how you do it and what you should get them to do. Here we go. I don't want to even take long with it. A virtual assistant. They don't have to live in your city. I'm not talking about I'm not saying you need a Diddy employee. Go get me some cheesecake from Juniors. It should be just approving payroll. Have them send it to you and approve it instead of you having to go in and do the data management side of it. So you're taking your weekly task and offloading that. And the more time you free up, you can point your attention in more income generating activity. See the power of this VA, right? So you take your weekly task, then you take your monthly. Notice how you can integrate your VAs and if you stagger them correctly, you can have your business open like Walmart used to be 24/7. If you're watching this video, you're about to make a whole lot of money. Now, welcome back to another episode of Monetize Markets Podcast. In today's episode, I really want you to understand that one employee, this is not me making this up. Like all my coaches and entrepreneurs would agree, this is that one employee you cannot live without. Now, you might not want to tell them that because they might be like, you can't replace me. Now, you can replace them, but you're going to need this role filled in your company. I think that most people wait too long to bring this into their company, so they overwork themselves. Here we go. I don't want to even take long with it. A virtual assistant. They don't have to live in your city. I'm not talking about I'm not saying you need a Diddy employee. Go get me some cheesecake from Juniors. I'm not saying that. But you need someone that can handle the day-to-day support that comes with coaching, selling digital products. You'll be shocked how many people will sign up for something, type one of the wrong words, .co instead of .com, don't get access to it and DM you to death. And then you got to stop what you're doing, log in, figure out their name, figure out their login, and send it to them. You need a person dedicated to do that. You'd be shocked how many people just don't check their spam. And you're hearing under all your content, check your DMs, right? So there's so many things that a VA does. See, recently, let me just be transparent. Over the holidays, I normally take a think week during Christmas time. Well, between COVID and majority of my VAs are out of the country, right? So a tsunami hit, it was bad. I'm like, where's everybody at? Like, what's going on? Why am I getting messages? Everybody was offline. I'm talking about my VAs do so much for my business, I don't even know how to log into certain things. Like, don't imagine a year ago bringing on new software and I've never logged into it. Like the first meeting we had, we all went through it. I talked about the software. I had each of my VAs trained. We use a thing called Trainully. They upload their process. So if you learn how to do something on my team, you got to document it step by step, put it into, that's a SOP folder. And then, so if anyone else comes on, and then you actually screen record yourself, we then set it up in Trainully. So if we onboard a new person, they can watch the training on that, right? So they know how to do it. So now, I don't want to watch no training. I'm going to just be honest. But so imagine me being stuck trying to figure out how to do something that I haven't done in years because I saw the value of what my VAs do, and I got to go back and watch the training. I had to go back and watch the training. I'm pausing it, going step by step to figure out how to do a simple thing. I haven't sent an invoice within my company and who knows how long. My VAs do it, right? So whether you're talking about invoicing, onboarding, follow-up emails, and it's not just email. You can have your VAs manage your social media. I don't post late at night. My VAs do. I'm sorry for those who think it's me. We've got to pause right there because I'm in the giving mood. I decided to offer you a free gift, absolutely free. Now, I tell you all the time about turning your ideas into online income, but how am I going to tell you to do something and not provide the resource for it? There's so many questions that people have online about what should I post? How do I get my engagement up? How do I get people to click the link in my bio, buy from me? What should I sell, whether it's an ebook, an online course? How much should I charge? How do I launch? How do I do a webinar? You see what I'm saying? So I decided to create a free training and give it to you that you can utilize to learn how to literally take the services that you do or the ideas you have and build a successful online company. Go to www.monetizemarkets.com, my gift to you. You're welcome. And the list goes on and on and on and on and on, all the way down to we have an application process to work with us. So our VA, let's say if you applied at 2 a.m., By that morning, it's going to go ahead and screen some of those. And if they don't meet certain criteria, can go ahead and decline them to open up that spot for other people to book, right? So notice how you can integrate your VAs to, and if you stagger them correctly, you can have your business open like Walmart used to be 24/7. Let's say if one of your VAs is out of the country, like I like to use people in the Philippines, great English speaking, etc. So if it's 8 p.m. here, it's 8 a.m. there. So I could have them work from 8 to 5, which would be 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. I could have someone else work from 6 p.m. their time, 6 a.m. my time, to midnight, right? The next person, I can rotate these shifts. Now, the way I do it now, I used to have it running 24/7. We have 2 windows in our business where we're not running, right? So there's two 2-hour gaps. I'm cool with that. If you send an email and can't wait 2 hours, best of luck to you, right? But I'm cool with that, and that works efficiently for us. So let's talk about now, why can't you live without them, and what should you do? My suggestion before you hire a VA, I've talked about why you can't live without them, because the stress that it would take for you to coach and do admin takes away from you driving revenue. So if you have to do a lot of the admin work, please don't hear this wrong. I want everybody that hears me talk to be thinking about living your life as a business owner prepared for the success that you deserve. You deserve as much success as you can possibly amass, and success looks like different things. It's not just money. If success for you is generating enough revenue to be able to have freedom, or to back out of the business, to not have to do the day-to-day, or some people, as they get more successful, some entrepreneurs make less money because they hire more people to get themselves out of the business. They were making more when they were doing it themselves, but the freedom is worth less money because of the quality of life. So it just depends on where you are on the journey, but you can't do that effectively. And I think the first hire, and the most important, there's a lot you can replace, but you're going to always need a support staff. You're going to always need ways to communicate, to support clients. Let's just use the holidays roll around and you want to send holiday gifts to your clients to celebrate them for a year of good business, or whatever the case may be. You shouldn't be the one doing that. You should quit working for free. How did social media hire all of us to be their workforce? We're on the app posting videos, going live, creating reels. We do not get paid when we create content on social media. They do, by selling our content to advertisers. But how do you actually build an online business using social media? I want to break it down for you and give you access to it. There's 5 simple steps. I'll tell it to you in a few seconds. Step number 1 is client attraction. I'm going to show you how to actually attract clients that will happily pay you what you're offering. Step number 2, how to capture them. How do you get their emails? How do you get their phone numbers? How do you get them to show up to your event? Be on your Zoom calls. To what I refer to as client dating. It's where you nurture a relationship with people to get them to say yes to whatever you're offering. And I'm even going to show you what type of content to create that gives you brand visibility and brand recognition. I call it content to cash flow. You get access wherever you're watching this video. You'll see it in the description, and you'll see it beneath this. Let's get back to the episode. I'm gonna just talk about the inner workings of our business, and I'm certain in the next episode I'm gonna talk about the operational side of running a 6-7 figure company. I think it's gonna be beneficial for you to know that, right? But that one employee of a VA, here's what you should do. You should immediately start right now. I want you to get a sheet of paper, get an iPad, get a laptop, and just write daily, weekly, monthly, daily, weekly, monthly, daily, weekly, monthly. And you're going to itemize all the things you do on a day-to-day basis. Like, just think about it. Okay, if it's I post on social media, I look at how much we made on Stripe and on Square. If it's I follow up with clients. If it's I check my DMs. If it's I send a text blast out. I send an email out. Grab everything you do on a day-to-day basis. And you're just going to mark through the things you hate doing out of that list. I don't like doing this. This takes me too long. This is aggravating. This is tedious. If it's looking at a spreadsheet, uploading data. Like I run Facebook ads, so the data of seeing how much are we paying, cost per clicks, cost per application, cost per leads, retargeting. I don't want to look at that and input the data. So I would tell a VA, look, every day inside of our business manager, use this Excel sheet and input the data for me. Now I'm just looking at it all at a glance. And I tell them, send me a message, and I use WhatsApp, I also use Slack. Send me the link every day. So now I just look at my phone, click the link, and I can see the data at a glance. I don't have to log into nothing. I don't have to input nothing. Data at a glance, right? And I can say, it's been 7 days, right? So I'm saying to you, take that. That's your daily. Then you take your weekly. If you say weekly, I run a webinar, or weekly, I do payroll. Why? You should be just approving payroll. Have them send it to you and approve it instead of you having to go in and do the data management side of it. So you're taking your weekly task and offloading that. And the more time you free up, you can point your attention in more income generating activity. See the power of this VA, right? So you take your weekly task, then you take your monthly. Now, I know some people, I haven't built that level of trust yet, but some of my friends use their VAs to even pay their household bills. They're like, I don't want to think about it. Or they do, one of the things that we're doing now, I've got a team of people that are helping me get even bigger in terms of business credit, right? I want access to everything. I want to buy a house in the business name. So I don't look at all the day-to-day stuff. I have a VA, they have a VA, and I load money on a Visa card. So they have access to a certain amount of money that they can buy things for me, access things. Recently, we just paid for a new software, so I told my VA, hey, use the Visa card. We just loaded, I think it was $1,000 or $1,500 on it, and I need you to take care of this, and this, right? Now, I don't have to log into that stuff and do all those tedious things. I can just, while I'm doing something else, that can be getting done. So you see how we took weekly, daily, weekly, monthly, and we can scale a company this way. The person pays for themselves. Now, here's that part that no one tells you. I like to, let's say if you have a community, you have a course, you have any of those things, if you give your VAs, let them go through your process to see how you convert a client, don't just let them do admin tasks, give them avenues to generate revenue and give them bonuses from it. So let's say you got a subscription-based community and someone wants to cancel. Give your VA a sales script or some leg room and say, hey, if you can retain a person, as long as, let's say a person want to cancel and they say, oh, and the VA can convince them to stay. Give them some discount opportunities, things of that nature. And then you tell your VA, if you convince someone to stay, you get 10% of their monthly payment until they cancel. You just incentivized them, generated more money, and you just grew revenue, right? And the list goes on and on and on and on. So this is why I say this is the one person you can't afford to not have, because they replace all those things that would save you to be able to focus on what's most important. What does a VA normally cost you? Depending on where you're hiring them. You can go to onlinejobs.ph. You can go to Upwork and you just list what you want them to do. You list criteria, efficient with social media management. They could post inside your Facebook groups every day for you. My VA, every Monday I do a call at 6 o'clock. I don't touch that stuff. He sends the note, he sends the reminders. He even sends the replay for the call. I don't touch it. He does everything related to that. I just show up. If I got a webinar, I tell him what day, tell him what time. He set up the webinar, I just show up. My slides are already there, webinar already set up, he already in the room. I just show up, right? That's the power of why I say it's the one person you can't afford as a coach and entrepreneur that I have. It pays for itself. This has been another, you know what I'm going to say, phenomenal episode of Monetizing Markets Podcast. Why do I say these episodes are phenomenal? Because I'm a student of content that is valuable. I don't talk to you about anything that you can actually use that benefits you. It's not no fluff. It ain't no motivational speech. Every one of these episodes gives you some tangible things you can utilize in your business. And that's what we're about. Hence, monetize with Marcus, that we're going to monetize together online. So if this has been valuable to you, do me a favor. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like, comment. I would love to hear from you and see how you're enjoying the podcast, and share this with somebody. All right. I will see you in the next episode.